We keep saying that leaders usually lead and create visions, while managers, they manage that vision and they make it happen. Leaders, they influence. Leadership is contagious, while managers, they are good in controlling and protecting the systems. This is the basic difference between leaders and managers. We are not saying managers are no good. Managers are good in maintaining the system. They are good in protecting the system. They are good in maintaining the control. You can differentiate, for example, by saying, the manager usually is like, the little boy, you can imagine, try to visualize. Visualization is an excellent exercise. Try imagine a young boy is holding a big dog. At the end of the rope, there's a big dog. Who's leading the other? Is it the young boy or the big dog? Usually it's the big dog who's pulling the young boy. So the boy is the manager, and the big dog is the organization. And you can imagine vice versa, a big boy and a baby dog, and this will be the leader. We said for the managers can maintain the direction of the organization, but they can never change the direction of that organization. And if you want to find out whether that person is a manager or a leader, simply ask that person to create a positive change. Managers cannot change. Leaders can. We'll go through some of the common characteristics of good leaders, what make good leaders. Leaders, they lead with integrity. They lead with respect. They respect their followers. They set benchmark for their followers. You see them, they are cheerful. They're vibrating. They're full of energy. Wherever they go, they are full of energy. Leaders have the power of instinct guts. The guts, it's their inner feeling. They can feel the risk. So it's a part of the leadership. They have the guts. They can say no when everybody is saying yes. And they can say yes when everybody says no. Of course, they have the common sense. They are master of change. Take, for example, Jack Welch of GE. Take, for example, Walt Disney. Walt Disney, he had a famous saying by saying, if you can dream it, you can change it. Anything you can dream it, you can change it. And that was the beauty of managing change. Of course, leaders, usually they are very effective communicator. You cannot be leader and you are a terrible communicator. I would like to share with you, I'm in a clip of a famous speech of a person called Roberto Giovietta, and he was the CEO of Coca-Cola. He took Coca-Cola in 1981 until 1997. When he took over Coca-Cola, in fact, he was the legacy of Coca-Cola. When he took Coca-Cola, the value was 4 billion, the capital of Coca-Cola. When he left Coca-Cola, unfortunately, he left. It was a natural death. He left in 1997. The value was 150 billion Can you imagine? From 4 billion to 150 billion. In one of his parties, he gave them a speech, and in his speech he said, a billion hours ago, try to concentrate in the words. It's short, but it have a lot of meaning. He said, a billion hours ago, a human life appeared on earth. A billion hours ago, a human life appeared on earth. A billion seconds ago, the Beatles performed at Ed Sullivan show. At that time, it was the Beatles' time. A billion Coca-Cola ago was yesterday. Look at the vision now. A billion Coca-Cola ago, it was yesterday. And the question was that he raised to his people. The question we need to ask ourselves, he meant him and his people, what we must do to make a billion Coca-Cola ago this morning. And that speech, it turned really Coca-Cola employees' mentality differently. It created a paradigm shift. When he said, what we must do to make a billion Coca-Cola ago this morning. It have a lot of vision. It's a goal. So instead of billion Coca-Cola yesterday, he want to make it this morning. He want to make it now. It means every minute he wants to sell a billion Coca-Cola. So everybody left with that question, a billion Coca-Cola. How can we make a billion Coca-Cola this morning, this moment? It created, it's a vision. It's a statement with a lot of vision. It contains vision, it contains goal, it's motivating, it's inspiring, it's energizing, it's sparking. It created a paradigm shift in Coca-Cola. Accountability. The leader must be accountable. Nobody untouchable. Nobody beyond questions. I mean, he should set an example and be the first person to take the responsibility and to take the risk and to say, I am responsible. Managing talents. In games, in the cricket, for example, to have a good team, for the good coach, you have to have good players. No matter how good is that coach, if there is no good players, of course the coach will train the players in order to win the game. In organizations, in order to reach your goals, you need to have good team. And by having good team, you need to have the good leader. And the good leader will breed leaders. In order to give, you have to take. In order to have talented team and talented people, you have to develop them. You have to nurture talent. It is the most rewarding task of the leader, is to nurture the talents. I compare talents is like, you put a seed, a small seed, in a little cup. And you keep nurturing that plants every day by putting fertilizers, by putting the right amount of water. If you put too much water, you might end up with nothing. But putting the right amount of water, putting the right dosage of chemicals, and that plants will nurture. This is the talent, and this is the beauty of leadership. The leader, they inspire, they spark, and they energize. As I said, wherever they go, If they enter a room, you know, you'll feel the room is full of vibration. You'll feel different. I'm sure, you know, when you will see Imran Khan, when the minute he will enter this room, the room will be full of vibration. Well, I don't want to do a marketing for him, but he's a leader. And you're going to feel the vibration. Trust me, you feel the vibration. Then try to remember what I say. Leader, they vibrate. Leaders breed leaders. It's common sense. It's contagious. For those who have kids, you always tell your kid, don't walk with X or Y or Z of kids. They are very bad kids. Why you don't be associated with X or Y instead? They are very good kids. They are very smart. They are very good students. So you try to take your kids away from the bad kids and try to associate them with good ones, because it is contagious. So you try to associate yourself with good leaders, whether trying to be close to them, learn from them, or even take them as a role model. There is no harm of taking a person as a role model as long as it serves the purpose. Well, we said, you know, when a person leads, he leads with passion. This is the difference between the manager and the leader. We said the managers, they manage. While the leaders, they lead with passion. We said, you know, charisma alone cannot make leaders, but passion does. When a leader has passion, trust me, he can move mountains. As they said, if you can dream it, you can do it. The sky is the limit. We notice so many talented people, successful people in their organizations. They've done so well, but they reach up to here. They cannot go any further for a simple reason. They lack leadership capabilities. They lack the passion. That's why, you know, we said, love what you do and do what you love. It's a passion. Passion can change things. How do we spot the wise leader, the trustworthy? You will see yourself naturally going to them, you know, during the time of difficulties. And the trust have to start from within. They are full of surprises. You never know what can happen, because they are different. They are tolerant. They are different than managers. Managers will go by the book. When the time comes for discipline, they will see what was the mistake of the employees, and they will definitely apply the system. While the leader, they are tolerant. They have their own ways. They have their own way of seeing things different. They use their instinct. They use their values. They use their principles. They can see behind the scene. They can see what will happen if they apply for example, that particular discipline on this employee, because they know probably this employee is a talented employee. So they know the things better than managers. They hire smart people. And that was, by the way, that was one of the key